Hi, Michael here from The Long Way Home. Working on my new channel, just started off. It's about my life before, during and after policing. I was a member of the New South Wales Police Force for over 20 years and a very proud member of the New South Wales Police Force. And I'm still very proud to be able to say that I'm an ex-New South Wales police officer. So why did I call this channel The Long Way Home? Well, in the police, you're doing a big variety of things every day. Mundane things, just like answering the phone and talking to someone about a missing dog, something like that. Or you can go to a multiple vehicle, very serious crash. You can go to attempted murder, you can go to very serious domestic violence incidents. And that your whole day is filled up with the radio going off, giving you jobs if you're out on the road, doing general duties work, which is what a lot of police do. That's your bread and butter of policing is general duties work. So The Long Way Home, I named it because after those shifts, my head used to be a buzz. I was still full of adrenaline from what had happened during the shift, because no shift really in the police is dull and boring. There's always some highlight to it, whether it be a foot pursuit or wrestling with an offender, or just so many things. Just pulling a car over with some bad people in it, going through the car, can all pile up on you. The paperwork and the stress of what could happen. So Long Way Home, I used to take the long way home. I could go home two routes. One was 30 minutes and one was about 45, 50 minutes. And 9 times out of 10, I'd take the long way home, the 50-minute trip, because I could just cruise along. There was very little traffic out there and I could get my head in order, think of what I'd done through that day, mull it over, think of what I needed to do the next day if we carry on paperwork, make sure that I'd done everything correct, that I didn't have to get back onto the police station and ask someone to sort something out for me. But yeah, the long way home was just a form of meditation in a way, bringing me back down to earth. So when I got home, I could have a feed and sit down and watch TV, or sometimes I'd be going home on an afternoon shift, finishing 11 o'clock at night and starting back at the police station at 7 in the morning. So you've only got 8 hours in between. So I had to really, when I got home, be in a state where I could have a shower and just calm down, calm my head down, and go to sleep and get a few hours sleep and then back to work again. Because that wasn't every day. That wasn't every day you backed up, but you did a fair bit. I backed up a fair bit with 8-hour breaks in between. The policing roster can be tough sometimes, or certainly in my day. We had the 3 shifts, 3 8-hour shifts. Nowadays they're doing extended shifts, so it gives them more days off, more time to relax and recuperate. So that's why I called it The Long Way Home. Now, I've had a young fella from America, from the United States, send me an email, and he says in his email, how do you cope with seeing dead people? What's it like to deal with dead people? Well, prior to joining the police force, I hadn't really seen a dead person myself either. But it's just one of those things you do. Like, it's part of your job. Deceased people aren't going to hurt you. They're simply people that have lived and are now not living anymore. So I suppose sometimes all the horror shows we watch on TV and things like that on YouTube, the spooky ghost stories and that, don't help. But as one funeral director said to me once, and I believe it to be true, he said, Michael, you don't have to worry about the dead people. It's the live ones you've got to worry about. And I thought, yeah, well, he's probably right. And since then, I spoke to a lot of people that work in the funeral industry and in mortuaries, that type of thing, and asked them if there ever hasn't been any creepy things go on throughout the day. And invariably they say, no. I never had any trouble in 40 years. Always get the same answer. No. 40 years, 35 years, 40 years, been in the family business for decades, never seen anything spooky. So as far as dealing with deceased people, they're simply people that, well, I believe their spirit's left their body and it's left a container behind they used to live in. And certainly I don't think you've got anything to worry about whatsoever, young man. If you're thinking about joining the police force or the fire brigade, as you mentioned, just go for it. Everyone's been in that situation where you've got to do something for the first time, but it's nowhere near as bad as you think, and certainly you'll have plenty of support from your co-workers, which is very important. And they've been there before, and they'll help you out. There's a lot of good, honest first responders, fire brigade people, ambos, and police. And any of those people will help you out. If you're a bit stressed out about a scene, talk to the ambulance guys about it, paramedics, they'll help you through it. But you won't have any troubles. That's the least of your problems. But I understand where you're coming from, because the same thing happened to me when I first joined the job. It was the first thing I said to my sergeant. He said, "Do you have any worries?" I said, "I've never seen a deceased person." He said, "Well, Michael, that's the last thing you've got to worry about." He said, it's not a problem at all. So I thought, oh, okay, that's fine. And then another fellow sent me a question which I thought was quite interesting. And by the way, if you want to ask me questions, my email address is longwayh@gmail.com. And this fellow, Jared was his name, from Queensland. He said to me, "Do you ever wish you stayed selling new and used cars and didn't join the police? Because that way you wouldn't have two stuffed shoulders, two stuffed knees, a stuffed neck, and just had a back operation because of your injuries you sustained whilst you're doing your police work." And I thought about it overnight, actually, and then I thought, no, not really. Policing was very good to me. I met a lot of nice people, worked with a lot of fantastic people, had a lot of great experiences that I've only got from being a police officer. I enjoyed the thrill of being a police officer. I enjoyed helping people, genuinely helping people. I enjoyed my time in policing, and I'd do it all over again. Even if I knew I was going to get the injuries, I still would. Because there's still time now for me to go and play with the cars again, go back to the car industry if I like, for a few days a week, go and sell some cars for someone somewhere around the area where I live on the east coast of New South Wales. So thanks for that question too. This is only a short clip, but if you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and I'll continue on. And I was just thinking, I've just got some notes here. I've got about at least 100 stories that I can go through with you right now. So the ride's going to be a good ride, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.